What's up, guys? How we doing? What's up, everyone? Welcome in. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Happy to have you guys here. What's up? What's up, guys? How we doing today? We are excited. What's up? Welcome in. Welcome, welcome. Just waiting here for the man himself. This is a good one. Not only are we giving away some trading, we're giving away some cookies. We get to hear from a very successful businessman who also is a very successful day trader. It's going to be awesome. It is going to be awesome. Let's see here. Just waiting for Mr. Nikolas to join. Just waiting momentarily. What's up, guys? Welcome in. Welcome in. Let's see. I think I just accepted. Here he is.
Hey,
What's up, man?
how's it going?
Good. How are you doing?
Good. Just doing some fishing in Thorn Bay, Alaska.
Fishing in Alaska. I mean, it doesn't get much better than that.
No, it
So,
doesn't.
for this is fun. So he's out fishing in Alaska. I'm currently in I don't even know where I am. I'm in Arizona heading out to uh Sholo, Arizona. Is that where we're going at? Yeah, Sholo, Arizona for a member guest golf tournament. And
Oh
I'm on
yeah.
like driving through this native reserve area and pulled off to the side of the road. So both doing fun things. Very cool. I appreciate you taking time away from your fishing in Alaska to join us and be here with us.
Oh, we're limited out, so we're just chilling.
Heck yeah, that's awesome. Salmon right now, is that what you guys are going
Yep,
after? Cool.
yep. After the silvers, so yeah.
That's fun. Yeah, I was up in Canada in the summer, got into some silvers, but nothing like Alaska. Beautiful backdrop looks like too. Weather good up there.
The weather's great for river fishing right now, but we haven't been able to get out on the ocean. There's
Mm,
like 8 foot swells every 12 seconds, so
no way.
no halibut this trip.
Yeah, you don't want to be out there in that. That'd be no fun.
Nope, nope.
So Nick, I gotta say we're getting some comments here that you are quite handsome in the chat, so
Oh,
that's
well.
good.
Uh, well, thank you. I guess I'm married. I'm married with three boys. So
Well, there you go. The handsome man is taken, ladies and gentlemen. Well, guys, welcome in. Nick, seriously, thanks so much for hopping on. We want
you
to keep
bet.
this always very short and sweet to the point. And the person who is saying you're handsome is Tyler Purcell, it looks
Oh
like.
gosh, yeah, it's a childhood best friend. What the heck?
That is
I
awesome.
I actually found out that one of our franchisees is a uncommon member today too. He texted
No
me
way.
and was like, "Hey, see you tonight, Jared Russell." So
How
solid dude.
funny. Very cool. I know it's a
He
small world. It's a really small world in the uncommon community. Well, on that note, I would love to hear it. So tell us a little bit about, I don't know, your background, just, brief introduction, and then tell everyone how you heard about Uncommon or like, yeah, like how you came across what we do here at Uncommon Education Trading.
yeah yeah. So I'll just keep it to my trading background, I guess.
Cool.
So I about 3 years ago, I got into a Discord. A friend of a friend kind of thing introduced me to a Discord. and they were all about penny stocks, like trading penny
Hmm.
stocks, and I was literally just following, like they would alert something and I would just dump money in. And so blind. And I like one year I lost like 75 grand, and I was like, okay, I'm done with this. Like I'm never trading again. The stock market is garbage. Like I'll just put my money in Roth IRAs and let it sit. Um and just through social media, Jeremy and Uncommon kept coming through my feed. The algorithms, they're good, and
Yes.
we actually have a few common friends as well. So the Hickenloopers, I
Yeah.
served a mission with Shane Hickenlooper, and anyway,
Very
so
cool.
our paths aligned, and I did some research for about 2 months probably, and I liked how risk adverse and conservative of it, I guess is a good word, of a trader
Hmm.
you are. And things are thought through, and it's not like, enter, and this is going to go to the moon, we're going to make millions kind of stuff.
Right.
And and so that's kind of how I found Uncommon. And then I joined the February mastermind. I actually reviewed all the masterminds prior, well, a full mastermind prior to doing my mastermind. And so uh I was fully trading by the time my mastermind came around with the strategies that Uncommon teaches. But yeah, that's kind of how I found Uncommon. And
Amazing. I want to break that down a little bit. And for those here, just so you know, if you make it to the end with us, again, we're not going to take too long. We're gonna have a quick Q&A, and then we're gonna be giving away some stuff. Obviously, Nick is a owner of Twisted Sugar. Great cookies, great soda. It's so funny. I had no idea that you were the owner when you joined, and I had already been consuming your products for quite some time.
yes,
So
love
it
that.
was great. But then we're also giving away a month of free live trading with us at UET, which is gonna be awesome. So let's talk for just a second. So when you found out about us, did you book a call to chat with Carol or one of our sales reps here at Uncommon?
I think I threw in the Instagram like mastermind or something,
Hmm.
and then Carol reached out to me almost immediately, and I was like, holy cow, this is awesome. And then she got me into the Discord, and I immediately, like, I just started at it.
So real quick on that, what for, anyone listening to this who like, may be interested and wanted to learn more, what was that call like? Do you feel like it was good? Did it alleviate some questions you may have? Did it, kind of, bring a peace of mind a little bit? Just like briefly, what did you feel, from your call that you had?
Yeah, I mean, Carol's awesome. She got me pretty pumped up. She asked some really great questions about my background in trading, and basically assured me that this this scenario would be a lot different than my previous interactions with trading.
Right.
And so yeah, it was great.
Cool. That's awesome. And then you touched on something as well, and I think that's cool is that's one thing that we really try to pride ourselves on, right? Is like you get to talk to myself or real people here at Uncommon, being able to answer whatever questions you have, go through the different memberships and options we have, and obviously our mastermind being, kind of the fast route to success with what we do. Before the mastermind even started, you say that you were able to go through, the previous masterminds, which we give access as soon as you join, right? We immediately give you access to the most recent masterminds, and you were able to find some success, if I'm not mistaken, before the mastermind even started. Is that right?
Yeah, I was doing pretty well. I mean, part of it may have been some luck, but I think I'd like to think I was following most of the strategies.
Cool.
There was a lot, and still a lot, that I don't know, but one of the things I learned very quickly is not to get emotional about trading, and also to follow the rules. I treated I think so my first month I followed the $2,000 rule account. I
Hmm.
you know I followed that. I put $2,000 in. I grew that, and then I put another 5,000 in, and so I was trading with about 7,000, and I grew that in the first 30 days to like 32,000.
It's awesome.
And I was in Hawaii. I was in Hawaii, and I woke up. I traded first candle, made $2,700, and it was 4 a.m. and I entered another trade, just like impulse, stupid, like I was tired. I shouldn't have been trading. And I lost $11,000 like that. And I stayed in the trade because, I wasn't pulling profits at that point. And
Hmm.
so for me, that was a really great lesson to learn. And you teach it all the time, but it is hard to follow. It's a
Hmm.
hard it's a hard switch to make in your brain.
Absolutely. Well, and I want to just like pause on that for a moment. So you guys, the fact that he took $7,000 to 32,000 in 30 days, that's phenomenal, right? And it's something that we see honestly quite often with those who have success here, right? A few months ago we had another trader, Dodge Hatch, come on, and same thing. He grew an account to 30, then to 50, grew it to 200, and is now,
Hmm.
kind of hanging in that realm. But bumps along the way, and that's totally normal, right? It's kind of, there's two comparisons I always use. Number one, I can tell, as a parent, right, I have two kids, and I'm sure you understand this as well. It's like you can tell your kid, hey, don't touch the stove, don't do that, don't jump on the couch, don't touch that, and it's like until they burn their hand, fall off the couch,
Yep.
whatever, they
Yep.
have to feel it for themselves. And so I think that's one really big thing with trading. But then the second aspect of this, you guys, is once you learn and once that happens, it kind of kickstarts and helps you realize the importance of it and honestly makes you a better trader for it, right? And it kind of, really emphasizes, okay, I do need to follow stop losses. I do need to take this serious. And it sounds like you're much better for it, which is really cool.
Yep. Yep. Never
Um,
do that again.
yeah, exactly. And it's one of those, you hope you learn from your mistake and you move forward. And I've always said, the best way to learn something is to fail, take a couple steps back to then start sprinting and running forward.
Yep.
And again, mind you guys, this is all before the mastermind even started. So before the live, trainings happened and everything else there. So then kind of moving into the mastermind itself, what was your experience like, taking the mastermind, at that point it's 5 weeks. We weren't doing futures at that point, but what was your just overall experience with it, would you say?
Yeah, I mean, every day was, I was super pumped to wake up and to just learn. Like every day was something new. And just being able to ask questions directly with you, Jeremy, and having you as our instructor, that was huge. You're not pawning it off on one of your team members, which at this point probably very easily could, but
Right.
that's huge. And having that one-on-one time for breakouts on the weekends, you know, Mastermind was great. I
Cool.
attribute all the success I have now to, my 6 weeks during Mastermind.
Well, and what's funny, guys, is I want to touch on something else he said, and I appreciate that. And again, as much as we teach, you are the one doing it, right? And I think
Yeah.
that one of the biggest correlations that I can make with trading, guys, is it is very simple, but it's difficult, right? Like losing weight, right? It is the simplest formula on planet Earth. If you're in a calorie deficit, you lose weight.
Hmm.
It's like there's no way around it. You are in a deficit, you will lose weight. It is so simple, but how hard is it to maintain and be in a calorie deficit, right? It's tough because,
Yep.
we want to eat twisted sugar cookies. We want to be, we want to be enjoying the finer things in life, which is what we should be doing, and having a balance in all things. But when trading comes around, it's the same thing. It's so simple. Follow the rules, wait for this to happen, but
Yep.
then you get greedy. You see these setups, right? You make $2,700 in 5 minutes, and then you come right back, and yeah, you get smacked in the face. So,
Yeah, I think on that note, the saying that I always use is the pig gets fat and the hog gets slaughtered. So,
mhm.
you know, anyway, it's
No,
so
it's
true though.
that's so good. My analogy is always Icarus, the story of Icarus, right? He flew too close to the sun and got burned. It's like
Yep.
it's just every aspect of life, and it's so relative to trading. So now, having been out of the mastermind, been trading for a while, tell us kind of where you're at now, whatever you're comfortable with, successes that you've had, and overall just, how you feel trading's going, just how many days a week are you trading, are you, pulling profits regularly? Just kind of give us like a general status update, with where you're
Sure.
at now.
Yeah. No, that's a great point. I'm glad that you said, "Are you pulling profits?" Because I think like my number one, I mean, I shouldn't say number one because I've learned a lot of lessons, but the big one is pulling profits and like resetting my account and making sure that my position size is, increasing naturally and as organically as possible, like
Hmm.
not scaling up too fast because I could, but then it does just get out of hand. So that I've been doing that, pulling profits. I have a set amount that if I make in a day, I'll pull all of them in the day. If not, I just wait till Fridays,
Cool.
and Fridays are my paydays. I do trade 5 days a week. I just find that I have more success with the market and like following trends and knowing exactly where things are at. When I am trade, I don't always take a trade, but I'm trading every day. I'm in the market.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I mean, I think I average anywhere from $500 to $800 a day, and I'm done by my hard stop is 7:55. So
Cool.
I wake up, I work out, I go into the office, and I'm in the market at 7 to 7:55, and then I go home and take my kids to school. So it's I was texting with Jared Russell earlier, and he said, there's nothing better than a winning trade in the morning to get the day going. And I'm like, it's true. Like
Hmm.
it's just so like it's such a good routine. And I feel like it helps like every aspect of my life because I like knowing what the stock market's doing has helped me like in all aspects of business, right? Like I know way more about the economy now than I did a year ago when I wasn't, really in the market. I was just following blindly.
1,000%. So there's a lot to go through there, guys. I just want to touch on. So the reality is the market here in Utah opens at 7:30. So he, does pre-market prep at 7:30 he's trading, and his hard stop is 7:55. So he is trading for 25 minutes a day, and his average is between 500 and 800 bucks a day. You guys do the math. There's 252 trading days in a year. That's incredible income for 25 minutes a day, right? I think one of the biggest myths that people think is that you have to be glued to the screens and you have to have this really, in-depth setup. It's like, no, you can do it from Alaska on a laptop. You can do it where I'm at, in Arizona. I've got Starlink right here. It's you can do it anywhere, which is so cool. And then on top of that, as you talk about, your success, the wins on the day, it is incredible the boost it brings you, like mentally, right? I think so much, even when you have losing trades, but you follow your
Hmm.
stop loss. You are starting the day with discipline. You're starting the day with, cool, I followed a system. I'm improving. And it's kind of this perpetual, like, it's a game you can't ever win, right? You're never going to just like beat the stock market, but you can
Hmm.
win consistently and make your losses smaller and smaller. So again, what it does to your guys, if you are someone, if you're listening to this, you wake up tired and groggy and just almost like, what am I doing with my life? Like, I don't want to go to work, right? It's
Hmm.
incredible the attitude change that this can provide, right? Day trading. And then the very last thing that you touched on is, again, as we talk about, your trading, your successes, and what it can provide, from a freedom perspective, is you get to go immediately from this, take your kids to school, and at that point your understanding of like what's going on in your businesses has improved drastically because of, so you're a real estate investor, is that correct?
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm a
So
real estate agent, and then yeah, we also do real estate development.
incredible. So one of the coolest things that I learned when I started getting the stock market is like, I know about interest rate updates. I know about,
Yep.
important Fed meetings that like may move the market. I have like a forecast generally of like how the market's going to be going up or down. And again, I'm not a real estate, agent or investor, but like it was incredible how much I'm like, even my real estate friends, I know more about real estate than they do, because of the
Yep.
market.
Yep.
And so there really is so many benefits to this that I think are so cool. Um, Honestly, for where we're at now, finding out your success and having, found success before the mastermind, now kind of speak to maybe people who are listening to this who haven't gotten there yet, right? Maybe they're
Yeah.
trading right now, they're struggling to find consistency and success, right? I always love asking people who are at that point, what was it for you, or what would you attribute your success to from like a trading principle? Is it holding on to winners, cutting losses, yeah, pulling profits? Like what for you would you say or recommend as the thing that anyone who's listening to this and struggling as a current day trader to, increase their profitability and consistency of success?
Yeah, sure. So I would say like overall consistency. Like just being consistent with the market, being consistent with your stop loss, your take profit levels. Um, for me, something was cutting my losses and letting that, like you talk about it all the time, and it's so easy to say, but letting your winners win and your losers like just stop them. Like don't think for a second that a losing trade is going to come back and be a
Right.
winning trade, because it might. And you saw it, what, last week, right? You had like three losing trades in a row that
Hmm.
like just immediately after it hit your stop loss went the way that it was supposed to. And you were right, but what, how many times does that happen versus
Right.
it just keeps dumping. So for me, it was setting hard stops, like actually, like not me pushing the button to get out. Like I
Hmm.
had to set hard stops,
Yep.
which is, it's a mental, it is 100% a mental game in that way. But after I had that big loser, and after the mastermind, I kind of went through a little bit of a lull where it was like, oh man, like that was a like that was a gut check, right? Like
Yeah.
I was like,
Gut check.
holy
Yeah.
crap, I just lost a lot of money. And um but just being consistent, taking the $500 to $800 wins and being happy, and then also on losing days, like not getting emotional about the losing days, not getting
Hmm.
overly excited about your winners, but also not getting overly disappointed about your losers is a big deal.
And what's so funny to me is anyone who's listening to this who has taken our mastermind, he is almost verbatim, like just regurgitating like what we teach here at UET, right? And I think it's so funny when we do these lives, people are almost disappointed that there is no like secret sauce that you have that no one else has, right? Or some like hidden thing that like I don't teach. It's like, no, guys, it's literally just discipline, consistency, and control in the things we can do, right? And I would say that majority of people in our mastermind have had $800 days, but then they have a day where they make 2,500. So they're like, well, I want 2,500 to be the new norm. And what you don't realize is if you do the math, we're talking six figures a year and beyond, right, with this amount of money for basically nothing, right? For clicking a
Yep.
few buttons in the morning. And again, it helps in all the different aspects. So I love what you shared, and it's so real and it's so true. Everything that you just covered, consistency, especially with stop losses. And then, finding out ways to let those winners win. I always say a good trader is very pessimistic when in a losing trade and very optimistic when in a winning trade. And bad traders are pessimistic when in a winning trade. So they try to get out really quick, like, ooh, I'm up a little bit. And then they're optimistic when in a losing trade, right?
Hmm.
So they're like, oh, it's losing. It'll come back. Like that. If that is your mindset, almost guarantee you are not profitable.
Yep.
So now before we kind of get into the Q&A, so again, if you're here, we're about to that point, so get ready to type out your questions. I'll filter them and read them through. Again, we'll just go real quick, Nick, here in a second. But what would you say to anyone who is interested, right? So we're talking to the people who aren't day trading currently, maybe have been interested in UET. What would you say to them as far as your advice, just the real experience you've had, and kind of like any words of wisdom, encouragement, anything to people who are listening right now who aren't currently day trading but have interest in it?
Yeah, I would say do it. Like, Just do it. And I want to go back really quick though to your last point,
Yeah.
to the secret sauce. Anybody who tells you there's a secret sauce to this that's outside of following the basic rules is lying, and they
Yeah.
don't know what they're talking about. You're not going, I mean, it does happen, and there's people who post, that they'll make, you know, $80,000 on a trade, but that's not real, and that's not long, like that's not long term, and that's not going to stick. It's the simple rules every day for 30 minutes to an hour a day that
Hmm.
is going to lead to long-term success. So anyways, I had to say that because
Love that. No, great
there's
point.
so many people out there that are, it's not a get rich quick game.
Hmm.
It does take skill, and it does take effort, and it does take, knowing the strategies. So um, to anyone out there who is contemplating, I would say do it. It's a great way to start your day. It's a great way to learn about the economy, to learn where our country is. So to learn, I mean, it's a great, and then also it's a great source of revenue.
Hmm.
You know, it's yeah, that's what I would say. Just do it.
Amazing. Amazing.
Nike.
And yeah, exactly. Now I can just do it again. You guys are, hearing from someone who is not just successful as a day trader, but again, a successful business owner, real estate agent, real estate investor, right? Like he is a successful individual, right? And so I think that you can take his advice, right? If you don't believe me, believe him, believe some of the others we've brought on. It really is such a cool thing. Well, honestly, this has been fantastic. This has been so cool. For anyone who has questions, go ahead and feel free to start firing some off. Again, if you're still here, we are giving away cookies. We are giving away a month of live trading here at the end of this Q&A. But let's go ahead. I'll read some of these as they come through. One question is, do you have a favorite strategy that you like to use?
Um, I really like a 15-minute opening range breakout.
Yeah,
That's been the most consistent for me, probably. And then a good bounce, like a good bounce reject. Those are
cool.
probably my two favorites.
And for those who don't know, it's essentially one of those is a continuation move. So, entering as a stock price is continuing in a direction. And one of those strategies is when we are anticipating a reversal, right? And again, it's very simple. We have kind of a checkbox system. We look for, a handful of things to occur, and then we know exactly where we're taking profit and have our stop loss at, which is awesome. Another question, what are a few of your go-to stocks that you like to trade?
I have probably three or four that I trade every day: Apple, SPY, Tesla, and QQQ.
Perfect. Yep. Those are the
I
big ones.
Yep,
And honestly, they provide so much movement. Do you trade same day expiration on SPY and QQQ as well?
yep, yep.
Cool.
Always. Why not?
I
I'm
know.
out by 7:55, so.
Amen to that. I completely agree with that. As far as a like percentage, what would you say, are you more a scalper? I mean, I'm assuming so, obviously trading that short in the market. And if so, what roughly are you looking to take profit at? Is it based on key levels, or is it more based on a percent increase after you
It's
purchase?
it's always percentage based for me. 25 to 30% take profit almost all, like every trade,
Yeah,
unless it just is a huge move.
yeah,
And then, 15 to 20 stop loss.
cool. I love it. That's fantastic. And again, you do that with a high win rate, guys. You will make money for the rest of your life doing this, right? It's really that simple. Okay, a few other. We'll go kind of rapid fire here. Um, I'll address. Did you ever paper trade? Simple yes or
Um,
no.
no,
Cool.
no.
So someone did ask if you're profitable paper trading, how do you transition to real trading seamlessly? I can answer that as someone who has paper traded in the past. I would start trading with money as quickly as possible because paper trading does not emulate what real trading is. The hardest part of trading is having money on the line, right? Reading the charts, very simple, but like when you have money on the line, that's where it's tough. So my advice is just start. You don't need much, right? There's stocks that you can trade where, I mean, literally you can enter a trade with, you know, 50, $60 with a 10 to 15% stop loss, right? You're risking nothing, right? 5, 10 bucks on a trade. So start trading immediately with money. That would be my recommendation. Is doing the mastermind only way to be successful with Uncommon? I'll go ahead and answer that one as well. I would say no. We have people who trade, with our live trading membership, who take part in other offerings that we have and find success. What I tell people with the mastermind is it is the fastest way to success, right? It's the fastest and most sure way to find success trading because you have a second set of eyes, right? Really quick example, one person one time, for 6 months, they're like, I don't know what's going on, I'm struggling. And they finally joined the mastermind. I hop on, and within literally like 3 minutes, it was a setting on their chart, and then they'd misinterpreted something in the strategy. And in 6 months, they lost thousands of dollars. And he's just like, oh my gosh, why didn't I just do the mastermind? I'm so stupid. Like I now have all these bad habits and all this. So again, point being is absolutely not. You can find success in other ways. The mastermind really is the most efficient and quickest way to find success. All right, a few more questions for you here, and then we'll get to our giveaway portion, guys. Do you ever go back on to trade midday if you didn't see a good setup for the first 30 minutes?
No, Jared, I have to sell Twisted Sugar franchises.
That's
No,
someone that he
I
works with there, and
yeah.
yeah,
No, I legit though, I don't. I mean, I'll just hop on the market and see what's happening, but no, it's
cool.
very, very, very rare that I'll do that.
And that's discipline. That's consistency, right? I mean, it's so funny. I always tell people like they're like, "Why don't you just trade all day if you have it figured out?" I'm like, "You don't understand how it works. The more you trade, the less discipline you get, the more sloppy you get. Volume
Yep.
gets lower in the market, less setups. It's like, no, the best way and the most profitable, successful traders that I know, including Nick, myself, right, others, is get in, get out, take what our strategies teach and move on, right? I don't look at the market personally until the following morning after I'm done trading. My trading usually goes until 8:15, 8:30, especially for live trading, but again, it's just how it works. Few more questions. What's the biggest thing to expect with futures versus options? Quick question for you, Nick. Do you trade futures or do you just trade options at the moment?
I just trade options. Yeah.
Perfect. And honestly, why would you not? You're killing it, and it's awesome. Very simple answer to that. Futures, you are able to trade with prop firm accounts, which gives you access to funded capital, right? Capital that they provide for you to trade. You do have to follow a set of rules, and they take a profit split, but it's an incredible way to learn. Takes a lot less capital to get started. There are some pros and cons to both. I believe futures contracts move much more difficult price action wise, but you can trade, before and after market hours, right? Options you can trade with smaller accounts, but futures preference you have access to more. So if you want more, question or answers that Jensen Party of Six Instagram handle, book a call with us. We'd love to tell you more. Let's see. Best advice to manage emotions while trading, Nick.
Um, it, I mean, if your emotions are affecting your trading, like during your trade, set hard stops and take profits.
Mhm.
That's the probably the best advice I could give. But outside of that, I mean, you just have to learn. I mean, I don't know. Everyone's different. You have to learn how to manage your emotions and don't let it ruin your day. But you don't let it ruin your day by setting those hard stops and take profits.
Right.
That's really it.
And for those who don't know, these hard stops and take profits he's talking about is a limit order as opposed to hitting buy and sell market. And we teach that in our mastermind program. And I think what's cool about that is because then if you're wrong and you hit your stop loss, cool, I misinterpreted something. Let's go back and analyze. But if you have a losing trade and it's like, oh, I held past my stop loss and I wanted to be a 15% loss, but I actually lost 80% of my position size, well, then that brings in all sorts of problems, right?
Yeah, yeah,
It brings in fear, brings in this idea of maybe you aren't good enough for this. Your mind's swirling, you're spiraling, and then that's when other problems happen. You over position size, you overtrade, you average down, right? So I love the hard stops and limits, limit orders in place, for the fact of just consistency and building that in. And from there you have a very small sample size of things that could have gone wrong, and it's really easy to, what I was talking about, fish in a barrel, find what's going wrong, fix it, and improve.
yep,
Um,
yeah.
Go ahead. Any last words? Again, some great questions come through. I think it's about time for our giveaway. But is there any last words or thoughts before we kind of get into the fun stuff here? Just about Uncommon in general, trading, everyone listening here, any last words from you, Nick?
Nope, Uncommon is great. Again, if you're thinking about joining, join in one aspect or another. I mean, the mastermind is a commitment, but it's well worth it. For me, I mean, for me, I paid for it in the first month and then some, even with my big loss. So yeah,
Amazing. And again, for those listening and hearing this, right, he, before the mastermind even started, went and reviewed the previous masterminds, which we give you access to. He was able to take $7,000 to $32,000. And again, is now consistently making 500 to 800 bucks a day. All right, so before we get to the cookie giveaway, which again, I think everyone is very excited about. No one really cares about uncommon live trading. It's like, yeah, that's great. Give me some cookies. Well, if you're listening to this and you're on this live, you are already in a raffle or a giveaway pool of people for that free month of live trading. So just by being here, your name is in that, and you're good to go. I'm also going to drop here in the comments a link, you guys. I'm not sure if it's going to work. If it does, you can copy and paste it. If you have questions, if you want to book a call and learn more about our mastermind program, financing options for the mastermind program, what's new about what we have coming out, which includes access to fully funded prop firm accounts for futures, revamped option trading course, and more. You can click on that link and book a call directly with me or one of our team members, or you can also shoot us a DM, and we'd be happy to send you that link if it's not working there. Second, okay, is let's talk cookies. So, what do you want to do for the people here as far as a giveaway for cookies? How do you want to do that, Nick? What are you thinking?
yeah. I mean, I think we just select somebody for a free dozen cookies,
A free dozen cookies. You guys hear that? We got a free dozen cookies coming. Well,
and
here's what we're gonna.
you select them.
Okay, perfect. So here's what we're gonna do. If you've been here, same thing. We're gonna take everyone who's been on this call and we will announce it on our story. We'll tag Twisted Sugar and Nick in that story. We will randomly select it and we will announce the winner tonight. Again, dozen cookies. They're incredible. Honestly, and this is no joke, okay? Like this is my shameless plug. I'm not getting anything from Twisted Sugar from Nick, but I kid you not. And again, Michelle, my one of my uh sorry, some guy is knocking on my door right now. This is funny. So Michelle, mother of my kids, she knows, right? She knows that Twisted Sugar is my favorite cookie in the valley. Crumble, no. What's the other one that I don't like? I don't know what it is, but I'm telling you, Twisted Sugar is it. It's fantastic.
Love that. Love that.
So
Thank you.
we're again, it's great, and honestly, your drinks too, dude. Your drinks are incredible. They're so good. Anyway, it's great.
Well,
So here's what I'm.
we're coming for America, so we'll be all over. So
Let's go. I love it. Well, okay, guys, I'm gonna go deal with this gentleman knocking on my window. Luckily, it's locked, so I feel safe for the moment. But again, we're gonna announce to our stories the winner of the free live trading membership and the free dozen cookies. If you guys have questions, please feel free to shoot us a DM, or again, the link that I just posted again here. Book a call. We'd love to work with you guys. And personally, I want to thank you, Nick. Thanks for hopping on, spending some time with us. It's been awesome hearing your story and showing people just how real it is and how achievable it is. That $800 a day, guys. You don't understand how realistic it actually is. And for most people listening to this, that would change their life dramatically, right?
yep,
So really appreciate you being here. We're gonna, log off. Thanks again for being here, guys. Look forward to our stories for the giveaway winners. Again, just by being here, you are already admitted into it. And go check out Twisted Sugar. They've got the best cookies and best soda shop in the valley. You guys are gonna love it.
love it. Thanks.
Awesome. Thanks, guys. We'll talk to you later. Peace.
See you.